Hello and welcome to the Rainy Night Listens podcast. I'm Haley.
And I'm Wyatt, and this is the podcast that you save for a rainy night instead of a rainy day. Alright, Haley, have you ever heard of SCP-682?
I have not.
You're lying, I told you about it 2 weeks ago.
Well, in preparation for today's episode,
You
I didn't listen.
She has been in the hospital. She may have given herself a concussion on purpose.
How dare you? I have not been in the hospital one time.
She's lying for the sake of the video.
For the sake of the video, I'm lying.
Well, it's Hagen's historical word of the day. Immediately. Hagen. 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 Hagen.
Of.
How did I not guess that?
I didn't guess that one either.
Oh, we were trying to guess what word it was.
We were so close.
We were not at all.
We weren't.
No, we were so off. Well, this is the part where I read. So, SCP-682. If you want to make a guess, what do you think SCP-682 would be? Go on, guess. SCPs can be literally anything for any reason.
I know they
Guess.
can be anything in the entire universe.
Guess.
I am going to
Guess.
make a guess and say that
Go on. Just guess already. Why is this taking so long?
alligator.
Guess. That was pretty close, actually.
I was listening a little bit.
I knew you were. That concussion didn't take away all the memories. All right. Well, 682. Object class Keter. Do you remember what Keter is on the...
Is Keter the one that gets put in the box, but you have to keep on checking on the box?
Keter is the worst one.
Oh, dang it.
Well,
can't
not the
be
worst.
Contained.
Well, I forgot how it's explained. Say if you put it in a box, the box is fine. What's the second one? Euclid, you put it in the box. You just have to check on the box. And then Keter is, you put it in the box and the box is falling apart, needs to be fixed all the time or something like that.
Okay.
I think, if I remember correctly.
I need to study more.
Yeah, you do. I literally said I don't remember. But, you don't get to see what it looks like yet. I'm going to read this first part. Special containment procedures. SCP-68... Don't look at me like that. SCP-682 must be destroyed as soon as possible. At this time, no means available to SCP teams are capable of destroying 682. Only able to cause massive physical damage, 682 should be contained within a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter chamber with 25 centimeters of reinforced acid-resistant steel plate lining all inside surfaces. I lost my spot. The container chamber should be filled with hydrochloric acid until 682 is submerged and incapacitated. Any attempts of 682 to move, speak, or breach containment should be reacted to quickly and with full force as called for by the circumstances. Personnel are forbidden to speak to 682 for fear of provoking a rage state. All unauthorized personnel attempting to communicate with SCP-682 will be restrained and removed by force. Due to its frequent attempts at containment breach, difficulty of containment and incapacitation, and high threat of Foundation exposure, 682 is to be contained in site redacted. The Foundation will use the best of its resources to maintain all land within 50 kilometers clear of human development. Alright, so what do you think?
I think this is a bad guy.
He's pretty chill, actually. He's really not.
I forgot that whenever it's chill guys, you put them in hydrochloric acid.
A pit of hydrochloric acid.
They're destroyed.
25 centimeter thick steel acid resistant.
Yeah.
Oh, acid resistant reinforced steel.
He's a mean alligator.
Full of hydrochloric acid. Yes. He's a pretty chill dude.
Chill dude.
Alright, description. There you go. You get to see the pictures now.
Ew. What? I was close.
You were, yeah. 682 is a large, vaguely reptile-like creature of unknown origin. It appears to be extremely intelligent and was observed to engage in complex communication with SCP-079.
Which one is 079?
You like to know, Weather Boy. It's actually the one I forgot to freaking include in a thing. So now I got okay. SCP-079 is an Exidy Sorcerer microcomputer built in 1978. It's a supercomputer that they basically can't contain.
And this thing was talking to it?
Yeah.
Bro!
Yeah, 079 is like really inconvenient for them because if it just feels like it usually can just breach containment and like open all the doors if it wants to. It can do whatever. It's a supercomputer.
Is that the one that you said that you got assigned to the one time whenever you were playing
Yeah.
the SCP game?
And I was
like,
opening
hey,
doors.
open this.
Yeah, the SCPs were like, hey, could you open this for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me I just opened the door for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy. This one was having conversations with 07 with a supercomputer. Like, hey, how's it going, man?
Gross. Why is he so rotty?
Oh, you'll know here soon.
Is it the hydrochloric acid?
Yeah, that could very well do it. Just saying. But let's see. During their limited time of exposure, 682 appears to have a hatred of all life, which has been expressed in several interviews during containment. 682 has always been observed to have extremely high strength, speed, and reflexes. Though exact levels vary in this form, 682's physical body grows and changes very quickly, growing or decreasing in size as it consumes or sheds material. 682 gains energy from anything it ingests, organic or inorganic. Digestion seems to be aided by a set of filtering gills inside of 682's nostrils, which are able to remove usable matter from any liquid solution, enabling it to constantly regenerate from the acid it is contained in. So even in the acid, it's regenerating and being like, hey man, this is pretty tasty.
Yum, yum.
Yum, yum. That's all he's saying the whole time. Just yum, 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 yum. His body's melting. Yum, 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 yum. 682's regenerative capabilities and resilience are staggering, and 682 has been seen moving and speaking with its body 87% destroyed or rotted.
Oh.
In case of containment breach, 682 is to be tracked and recaptured by all available mobile task forces, and no teams with fewer than 7 members are cleared to engage it.
7?
Yeah, at least 7 people in the strike forces that are allowed to come in.
I think that the most that we've covered so far is like 3?
Yeah, for like smaller
SCPs. Like the pizza lad, he had to have 3, right?
Yeah, it's always 3, so then even on off blinks, there's a third person to offset it. Yeah. And then 096, I forgot how many people were at his recapturing. Remember that video I made you watch afterwards?
Yeah,
there was like 12 people and he just ripped through them all. Yeah.
I just don't count SCP-3000 because that one's just too big.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
that
don't
one's not
count
really
that
fair.
one.
He's got a whole submarine of people near him at all times.
Yeah, whenever he's not actually contained, he doesn't count.
Yeah, that's fair. If they can't be contained, it doesn't count. But to date, and they give me a redacted date that I can't read.
Perfect.
Attempted breachers have numbered at 17, while successful breaches have numbered at 6. Yeah, pretty cool.
I just don't feel like if there was a creature like this that I would try to break in to see it. It's like the people at SeaWorld, too, where they'll, like, break in and try to swim with the orcas and then get
Eaten by an orca?
eaten by an orca.
Yeah. When the terrorist organization, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, just, like, breaks in and tries to get the SCPs out, it's like, oh, yeah, you're gonna walk this dude out? Fun fact, you're food.
Out?
You are food. You could be wearing, like, you could be wearing 25 centimeters of acid-resistant steel.
And guess what,
And
buddy?
guess what? He's going to eat you and eat the steel.
He's gonna go yum, 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 yum.
He's going to say yum, yum, yum the whole time. And you are just food. Anyone you bring, anything you bring, food. He does not. He literally has expressed that he hates all living things.
Honey badger.
That's just a honey badger. It's same concept. This is a honey badger.
This is the SCP version of a honey badger.
It literally is. Unkillable, hates all living things. Just a honey badger. Yeah, we've got Addendum 682-B. This is a doctor trying to communicate with 682 after, let's see, it was labeled above. Oh, yeah, where it says 682 appears to have a hatred of all life, which has been expressed in several interviews. This is one of the recorded interviews. Yes?
Is the reason why he has a hatred of all life forms because
They
whenever...
were submerging him in acid?
Yeah, because they keep on putting him into a vat of hydrochloric acid, because I think I would hate
all
life
too.
forms as well.
Yeah. Sadly enough, I think his hatred of all life was from before that. And this is simply them trying to contain him because of it.
Do we know what he looks like? What he looked like prior to that?
Just imagine that, but with skin everywhere instead of skin missing.
Okay, so an alligator.
Yeah, I think
He looks more like a capro.
yeah, he does.
Caprosuchus.
Yeah, Caprosuchus.
Hey, don't.
No, okay, sorry.
Boo!
Boo his. I think whatchamacallit. I think the way that it was explained once in one of the things I read was that it is like an alligator with a beluga skeleton or something like that. Like its skeleton is like more like a whale's, but it's an alligator. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's what I recall it being described as.
Huh, okay.
On one of the various sites, and by various sites I mean just like one or two.
So do you think he was kind of based on like the early ancestors of whales that were land animals?
Oh yeah, maybe. I didn't know about those. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm kind of dumb.
No.
Yeah. It's actually just a honey badger. But
Oh yeah, I forgot. We've already established.
we established this is a honey badger.
My bad.
This is if they got to evolve.
Yeah.
God has strictly prohibited honey badgers from
follows
evolving
Pokemon
because they would
rules.
become this.
Yeah.
If a honey badger eats 4 people, it turns into this.
It's kind of like an axolotl where if you feed it the thyroid of a mammal, it'll evolve.
It'll evolve into a salamander.
That's how a honey badger
That's how honey.
is.
Yeah, if it tastes like the heart of an elephant, it turns into this. But they can't get to elephants.
That's why they're so
They were
mad.
purposefully blocked. That's why they're so unbelievably pissed.
They're just so angry.
So mad. I just want the heart of an elephant.
That's all I want.
That's all I want. You know, you're still gonna hate all living things. Shut up. I'm so angry right now. Shut up.
You will not believe how mad I am.
You cannot comprehend the rage I am feeling right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's actually acid can stop honey badgers. That's why that's another thing that feeds their anger.
See?
If they can evolve, acid can't even stop them. Alright, this is Addendum 682-B. This is a doctor trying to talk to it. The doctor says, "Now, why did you kill those farmers?" 682 did not respond, and the doctor went on to say, "If you don't talk now, we will remove you from this attempt and place you back into," and then 682 said something that was incomprehensible. And then the doctor said, "Pardon?" and then motions to move the microphone closer. So he's motioning workers to put the microphone closer
He's like,
to
"Hey,
682.
You D class, go put the
Hey.
microphone closer, please."
Hey, death row inmate, push that giant microphone up to the skeleton reptile.
No, I'll just stay in there in case I need anything else.
And then 682 said something incomprehensible again, and the doctor said, "Speak up." And then two personnel D-085, so yeah, it was a D class, moved the mic up closer. SCP says they were, and then incomprehensible again. And then the doctor said to the D class, "That microphone has only so much gain. Move it closer."
It's just trying to get them closer so it can eat them.
And then the D class says, "His throat is messed up, man. Look at it. He ain't talking." And then he gasps and screams, and then 682 appearing to assault the D class's body. They were disgusting. And then the doctor left the room. So, well, I'm out of here.
It's like, well, my work here is done.
Yeah. So he ate the farmers because they were disgusting. And then ate the D class because why not? He's part of this. And then we've got Addendum 682-D. I'm not going to read these because there's so much that is redacted that I can't even make a sentence out of it. But it is breaches. Like the time 682 has broken containment. It numbers all 6 of them, but all it talks about is handled by Agent Redacted. Agent Redacted, Dr. Redacted, and D-Class 124, D-Class 134, but he was killed in action, D-Class 201 killed in action, D-Class 202 killed in action. So it just explains who was there at the site of the cleanup or whatever.
Okay.
It's all 6 of them. Here, I'll just turn my phone to you. Look how many black boxes there are. There's no sentence to be made out of this.
So many boxes, though.
Yeah. 682-E, termination options. This is where this gets really long and where I won't be able to cover all of them because it's a lot.
Okay.
Log of event 682-E18. Dr. Blank attempts to use SCP-409 on 682. General Blank, and Dr. Blank observing. So, I'm going to put this here. I won't read it. Well, I'll read 409. Because this part's just going to be a lot of times they've tried killing it by exposing it to things.
Uh-huh.
The first one being SCP-409. 409 is, I tried to make it very basic, so if I get some of this wrong, that's why. I just gave a base level definition. 409 is a crystal, and anything that comes in contact with the crystal starts crystallizing, and then once it's fully crystallized, it shatters.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they touched that to 682 in an attempt to kill it because they can't keep it contained, clearly, and it hates all living things. Mm-hmm. So, exposure, 682 became... Okay, so at the point of exposure, 682 began to tear at the point of contact, causing massive trauma to the area. So it started, like, ripping chunks out of the spot that the crystal touched. 682 requests several times to know what it has been exposed to. So it's literally asking, what did you do?
Oh my gosh.
And then, okay, so these are times. That happened at 0400. At 0800, crystallization begins, spreading much slower than normal. So it literally, like, the crystal develops slower on this guy compared to any other test subjects. And then at 1200, 682 begins to show signs of extreme pain and begins having seizures. And then at 1300, crystallization stops at 62% conversion. So 62% of him has crystallized. The crystallized area explodes, causing massive physical trauma to 682. And at 1400, 682 recovers from the exposure despite the loss of limbs and organs. 682 begins regeneration, stating that he will attempt to kill and consume all staff involved in this event.
You know what? I'm kind of on
kind of
682's side.
It's
like,
kind of a fair
was
point.
Pretty crappy.
It's like, you know what? That hurt so unbelievable. I'm going to kill everyone included in this.
So much pain because of you.
Because of you staring at the doctor in, like, the glass window.
Little crooked alligator finger
gross
pointing at
crooked.
him.
It says 682 appears to now be immune to SCP-409. Because they didn't really express this in the description. It, adapts. If it can, it'll adapt to a problem. Like, that's the whole reason why they can't kill it, is it adapts, it regenerates, it's very good at not dying. That's its whole thing.
So they're just making it stronger.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think the adaptations wear off eventually unless it stays, it needs to keep the adaptation.
Oh.
But if they tried to bring it in, he's probably still immune to it. But like other things that are only temporary, he probably doesn't keep the adaptation forever.
Gotcha.
I think. Because it says, use of other SCP items to terminate 682 must now be tested on samples of SCP-682 before full-scale testing. Okay, so now they're going to test it on chunks of him before they test things on him before, to see if it works first. Or see how it reacts, I guess. In accordance, the Dr. Blank's recommendations, and then see document 27B. Dr. Blank and Dr. Blank have requested permission to attempt the termination of SCP-682 by using SCP-689. Is that one of the ones I put on here? It is.
Yes.
Okay, it's at the very bottom of the next page. You don't get to see it yet.
Oh.
The request is currently pending approval from the blank. It has also been suggested by Dr. Gears to use SCP-182 in an attempt to communicate with 682. Or 182 is a Caucasian male of average build, roughly 45 years of age, has suffered heavy abdominal and cranial scarring from an unspecified point in the past. 182 is both deaf and compensating for these disabilities with natural abilities. Has the ability to passively enter the minds of other animals, including humans, to perceive sight and sound through their senses. Okay, that's like telepathically getting things' heads, I guess. Weird. Yeah, it even makes reference of 682 in 182's file. That's kind of cool. 182 has expressed reluctance and refuses to enter the containment center of 682 if at all possible. So he's I don't want to be in that thing's head, man.
Mind. I don't want to.
You do not understand.
It hates you guys.
The hatred is so powerful. The only other time I've seen this is in Honey Badgers.
It's the
only other time. Alright, now I'm going to start going down the experiment log T-98816-0C108/682. This is just a bunch of logs of times they've tried killing it or requested access to something to try to kill it.
Okay.
For the most part, I have them all labeled. The ones I'm going to read. This page is so unbelievably long. Like, the ones that I've listed, the bar is, barely moved at all. Not even, a 16th of the amount of things on this page. I wish I could read them all, but we'd be here for, a couple hours. Due to highly aggressive, adaptive, and intelligent nature of 682, termination testing has been ordered. Without clearance from O5 Command, the major concerns raised about possible developed immunities due to the failure of 409 and possible adaptations, all tests must be first carried out on tissue samples taken from 682. This step may be bypassed only by O5 Command order. So, after 409, their next attempt was O17, or O17 is a short shadow figure that engulfs and consumes, anything that casts a shadow on it. So I read it, and it is like a shadow that's like 4 feet tall, and if anything casts a shadow on it, it just engulfs the creature, and they just disappear. They don't know what happens to the things that...
Okay.
Yeah. So they tried using this on 682. It says, tissue test recorded. Sample swallowed by O17 without incident. So it ate the tissue sample without problem. And then the test record. 682 exposed to O17. 682 issues several sounds of extremely high volume, damaging several recording devices, and sound extends across several wavelengths, reported as the most gosh-awful roar by staff. SCP-017 appears to stumble and then return to a far corner of the containment area. And then 682 attempts to break containment of both 682 and 017. And then 682 is suppressed by agents and removed. 682 states, "You foul bags of tissue, you don't," and then the rest of it has been redacted. Whatever he said wasn't supposed to be said. It says, notes, it is unclear if 682 somehow damaged O17 or communicated with it. Analysis of the recorded sound is ongoing. So, when it roared, it actually affected it, which I guess they've never seen before. So now they're trying to figure out what it did. But yeah, that was O17, and then you've got SCP-063. This one's kind of funny. SCP-063 is a toothbrush that just straight up deletes any dead or inorganic matter that its bristles touch.
Okay.
Yeah, seeing as how he's half dead, they wanted to see if they could just scrub him out of existence with it.
Wouldn't it only work on the parts that are dead, though?
Yep. So the tissue test record, the sample was eradicated. It did, in fact, erase the the sample tissue that they did. No traces above molecular level remain. This thing deletes them on a pretty crazy level. Termination test record. 063 was refitted on the end of a rotary arm, which was deployed into 682's enclosure. Initial approach proves partially successful, with 682 losing more than 20% of his body weight.
Jeez.
Before regeneration overtakes the destruction process. Newly regrown tissues are not vulnerable to 063's eradication effect. 682 destroys the deployment arm, and 063 digs a hole through the enclosure's ground where it is later recovered. So when it destroyed the arm, the toothbrush just like started sinking through the ground because it was destroying everything that it was touching. It says, where it is later recovered, 682 succeeds in extending a long prehensile limb through the hole and maiming 2 security personnel before containment is reestablished.
Jeez.
So it, like, dug into the ground, I think, after the toothbrush, and then, like, stuck, like, a really long arm out and killed 2, or hurt 2 people really bad.
Gross.
So
I like that they just helped him heal faster.
Yeah, now he's not, like, necrotic anymore.
Yeah.
Hypothesis. 682 is not bound to base Earth biological chemistry and can adapt itself to be organic or inorganic as necessary. Some of the boys in the lab are arguing whether we can even classify it as living, at least as we understand life. This worries me because an unliving, undying, intelligent monster, well, that's where you start getting sacrifices in your name, said Dr. Zara, which I think is one of the 2 doctors that are working on this.
Okay.
And then the next one is SCP-682. Big old ball of fish hooks and fishing line.
Big old ball.
Fish hooks, fishing line, needles, scissors, and other sharp things that'll guaranteedly ensnare anything that touches it, and you can't really escape once it's got you unless you like literally like rip off anything that it's attached to. So
okay.
Once you're caught in it, you're not getting out. Either you bleed to death or you lose whatever has touched this thing. I wish I could get a picture. The picture literally is just like a big ball of like barbed wire fishing hooks, fishing line. Like it's just a nasty ball, and it's like rusted too. Like it's not safe. Anything that touches it, even if you poke it, the fish hooks will just grab you. And if you try to pull away, they just like keep crawling in deeper, so you can't get away. But yeah, the sample tissue test record. The sample was entangled without incident.
Can I say something?
Yes.
It kind of seems like you would think that they would figure out that
nothing's going to work.
If the tissue test works.
Yeah, you think we're 3-0 on tissue tests and 0-3 on actual attempts. Yeah. It says 682 exposed to 162. 682 begins thrashing violently, emitting several roaring sounds and issuing profanity directed at testing staff.
Valid.
Yep. 682 becomes entangled with 162, primarily the lower body, head, and left forelimb. Entangled areas undergo massive trauma due to 682's thrashing. After 4 minutes of continued exposure, 682 lunges away from 162, severing its lower jaw, left hind limb, and causing serious tissue damage to many areas of the body. 162 remains attached to the left forelimb of 682, but then 682 broke containment using 162 against several agent staffs and researchers, resulting in 11 deaths and 86 injuries. Forelimb and 162 removed from 682 during reestablishment of containment. 2 additional deaths occurred during the recontainment of 162. So they got stuck to it. It broke containment and started using it against people, in which he killed 11 people and damaged.
That's
hurt and like wounded. How many more did it say? 86 more people. And so they cut off the leg that it was attached to because they had to sever it, recontained it, and then when they tried putting the giant ball of sharp things away, it killed 2 more people. It's so funny. Like, what? How bad do you have to be at your job? Like, I get the whole point you can't touch this thing, but it's like, okay, all the bad stuff has already happened. Let's put this ball away, and then it kills 2 more people.
And then 2 more people die.
Yeah, it's like, okay, guys.
All right.
Note: General Blank has requested that Mr. Noakiyum. That word is hard to say. I don't know what it is. And the members of staff involved with the approval of this test report to cite command for a disciplinary hearing. So someone higher up was like, "You guys are getting some."
I mean, that's valid.
Backlash. You killed.
That's so many people.
13 people and injured 86 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. And then the next one, SCP-061. 061, developed by SCP Research. This one's interesting. It's an acoustic computer program that basically mind controls anyone who can hear it by making them basically sleepwalk. Like it turns your brain off and activates your subconscious brain, and you're very susceptible to commands. You can tell you to jump and you jump. They tell you to do this, you'll do this. So they're going to try to use this on it to at least be able to contain it better. This one was the tissue test record. The O5 command overrode it because, you can't use it on a piece of tissue. You'd have to use it on himself. So it was overridden. Termination test record.
And the tissue tests don't matter anyway.
Yeah, they don't make a friggin' difference. Termination test record. 682 is exposed to 061. 682 enters the relaxed state consistent with 061 exposure. 682 is given the command to lie down. 682 remains unresponsive. Command is repeated twice before 682 lowers itself to the ground. So it listened. Movements noted to be very sluggish and jerky. 682 is given the command roll onto your back, whereas 682 is unresponsive. Command repeated 3 times. 682 shudders several times, partially rolling over before returning to its former position. Command is repeated 6 times. 682 appears to undergo a violent seizure, partially rising before collapsing to the floor. And 682 is given the command stand up. 682 rapidly rises and breaches containment.
What?
682 ignores all commands given to it. Several agents and staff respond to reestablish containment. 682 emits a high-pitched screech. All human beings in a 15-meter radius suddenly enter the relaxed state consistent with 061 exposure.
Oh, crap.
682 consumes several members of staff before being recontained by specially equipped emergency response teams. Sonic stun adaptation lost from 682 after 2 weeks. So it literally just copied the frequency on the staff, ate them all, and then people with earmuffs had to show up, contain it, and then it lost the ability to do that after 2 weeks.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, I feel like they really had to work it. Oh no, it couldn't do that after a while.
Yeah.
Otherwise this thing would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It says, no, study how 682 integrated 061 into its biology. It's ongoing. They're trying to figure out how it did that.
That's so insane.
Pretty crazy, huh? This one is absolutely psychotic. Yeah, okay. SCP-053. I even put the words, this is nuts. 053 looks like a small 3-year-old girl. Anyone who makes eye contact, touches, or remains around 053 for longer than 10 minutes will rapidly become irrational, paranoid, and homicidal towards others, but mostly directed at 053.
Oh.
So they'll attack this little human-looking thing, and they will die of either a heart attack or seizures seconds after harming it.
Ew.
053 regenerates any damage and seems to not notice this happening. So it's like...
What the frick?
It's weird. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But sadly, this episode's about 682, not 053, but that's a whole thing in of itself.
I feel like we need to do one on 053, because that sounds crazy.
Yeah. But it says, tissue test record overridden by 05 command, obviously, because they had to. 682 is introduced to 053's containment area. 682 appears to be very confused and shows no signs of being affected by 053. 053 appears to be afraid of 682, understandable.
Yeah, valid.
And hides behind a chair in her containment area. 682 lowers itself to the ground.
She's like, why did you put this in my cage?
Why is this
I've been
here?
So good.
I haven't driven anyone homicidal in weeks.
Why am I being punished? I haven't killed a single person.
In
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Did I take advantage of whenever 063 or whenever he killed everyone? Yes, of course.
But I'm
I
not
did.
doing it now.
But I've been so good since then.
Pretty much. 682 lowers itself to the ground, resting its head on the floor. 053 approaches 682 after several seconds of hesitation, briefly touches 682. So, going on with the experiment. Before rapidly returning to her hiding place. 682 does not react in any way, and 053 approaches 682 and pats its head, causing it to exhale through its forward nostrils. 053 claps and hops in place several times before embracing the head of 682. For the remainder of the testing period, 682 appears to be in a very docile state, with only 2 low-level escape attempts being made. 053 is observed to bring toys over and other items to 682 and make several drawings on its forward carapace with crayons. I didn't read this full one because I wanted to like get a reaction in the moment. That's actually kind of crazy. You put these two together and you're pretty screwed, if we're being honest. Staff entering at the end of the test phase are immediately attacked by 682, resulting in 2 deaths and 5 injuries. 682 contained and moved to separate containment unit. 053 observed crying for several minutes after 682 is removed. Well, they were friends.
Aww.
Notes: the reaction of 682 is notable for several reasons. First, it is one of the few incidents where 682 has come in contact with biological tissue and not entered a rage state. Second, it has raised questions as to the physical makeup and composition of 053 in regards to the lack of response to 682. Third, it has provided a possible solution to long-term containment. However, approval for mutual containment of 2 highly dangerous SCPs in a single containment unit is not likely.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay. It just decides it wants to break out, and then it's got a thing that will drive everyone to go psychopath and come towards it. 682 is just standing by like, lunch. Yum, 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 yum.
Yum, 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 yum.
And we've got SCP-123. Tissue sample absorbed by the core. So, 123 is basically a contained 1mm black hole. It's like a weird... What is it? 60 triangles that make up like a sphere-like shape. I don't know what that shape is called. It's explained in here. I just don't want to find it because my phone's slow today. Oh. But it's like, it's like a kind of like a globe shape with that. But the gaps in between the triangles are open. Like they're not covered. Like it's not fully covered. It's an exposed like. It never at any point said black hole. That's why I said basically a contained black hole, because it's a 1mm black sphere in the center of this thing, and it moves with the outside thing. Even though there's gaps, it moves with it, and you can see light warping around the 1mm black hole in the middle, and anything brought up to it gets absorbed. So it's basically a black hole.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like one.
Pretty much a black hole. It says the tissue test record. The tissue sample was absorbed, so it can absorb it. Termination test record. Test canceled after review of its testing done between 162 and 682. Which one was 162? Oh, that's the big old fishing hooks. Yeah, they canceled it after reviewing the 162 incident of 13 deaths and 68 injuries, or 86 more injuries. It says the potential issues arising from SCP-682 gaining control of SCP-123 are too great at this time.
That's valid.
Review of this proposal will be made if 682 is totally incapacitated by some means, with no potential of escape or sudden adaptation. Like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
If we could stop it in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, that one's kind of crazy. Like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Just like, hard no.
Hard no. If this thing is a black hole, it is just no.
I don't care if it ate that little useless tissue sample. Hard no.
Hard no. Then we've got a continuation, but this one doesn't just show SCPs. Hey, don't read ahead. I see you trying. The next one done is 173. 173, you already know. Neckbreaker extraordinaire.
Pizza lad.
Pizza lad. Pizza lad. It says, test overridden by 05 command, because, you can't break the neck of a chunk of flesh.
Bet.
Bet. Watch me. Termination test record. 682 is introduced to the containment area of 173. 682 makes several screeching noises and quickly presses against the wall farthest from 173. So it's scared of him. Like, it's scared of 173.
Oh, uh-huh.
It says staring at it the entire time. Like, it knew what it was by the time it got into the containment area. Which, how does it know what it is? 682 continues to stare at 173 without pause for 6 hours. Agents equipped with large caliber sniper rifles dispatched and shoot out the eyes of 682.
Oh.
At the same time stopping all observation of 173 and 682. So they shot its eyes out and then just like blacked out the whole room. After resuming observation, 682 is shown to be on the floor with several injuries around its head, neck, and legs. So it did attack, like 173 did attack it. 173 is seen to have tissue from 682 on its hands, like its gross little nubs. Which I don't think they ever actually show, like it never actually shows, you know, like when it breaks people's necks, it never has like tissue on its hands. It just breaks their necks and they're gone. It literally attacked it and like couldn't do anything. Like it's weird. The thing that just, you're dead if you don't see it.
Yeah.
It attacked this thing and couldn't kill it, and there's visible like
proof that
evidence
it did,
that it
in
tried
fact, attack him.
Yeah. It says on its hands. 682 rapidly regenerates the damage and moves to a different wall, developing several sets of eyes on various parts of its body, many covered by thick clear caps, quote, caps of armored carapace. So it like grew armored eyes so they couldn't shoot their eyes out. 682 maintains observation of 173 for an additional 12 hours, despite additional efforts of agents and Foundation staff. 682 is allowed to exit containment area and recaptured in temporary containment. After in the notes it says, after review, it appears that 173 was unable to do lethal damage to 682 due to a major difference in physical size. A possible repeat of this test may be made if 682 is damaged enough to reduce its physical mass to a level equal to 173. Because if you remember, it said it can shrink or get bigger.
Oh, yeah.
So it said they might try to like abuse him enough that he'll shrink to a point where 173 could get his hands on him and break his neck.
Goodness.
Me when I get my hands on
When I get my hands on
when I get my hands on you. Kind of crazy though. It's fun hearing these. Like I could sit here and read these all day, but we don't have time for that. And then the next thing introduced, Dr. Clef.
Excuse me?
I hadn't read anything
Next
about
thing,
him. There's no
human
link.
man.
Human man. Right. Right. Bear with me.
Right.
Man.
Human man.
Human man. Yeah. There's no like external like link to take to like Dr. Clef or anything, so I had to look him up directly. And according to Gugu, he is an SCP Foundation operative known for his expertise in handling dangerous SCPs. So he's supposed to be good at this. Like he's dealt with dangerous ones before and handled them, as well as contained them and stuff. Tissue test record not applicable. It doesn't even say overridden by O5 command. Like that, I don't know. It just said not applicable. Termination test record. 682 introduced a testing area. Dr. Clef introduced the testing area. Dr. Clef and 682 stare at each other for approximately 3 minutes. Dr. Clef slowly backs out of the testing area as 682 continues to stare. Dr. Clef attempts to open door of testing area. Door of testing area determined to be locked. Dr. Clef reportedly uses several loud expletives and then attaches an unknown device to the door, keeping his eyes on 682 the whole time. 682 continues to stare. Dr. Clef detonates a small plastic explosive charge on the door, causing a containment breach. 682 continues to stare. Dr. Clef engages emergency security lockdown or secondary lockdown doors and declares a partial containment situation. 682 does not react. Dr. Clef proceeds to experiment observation center. So, I don't know. That last part got confusing. Yeah, basically, he's like, "Hey, man, I'm the big cheese around here. I know how to deal with these." And then he looks at, he's like, "I'm getting out of here."
Hey guys, I don't want to be in here.
Hey guys, I'm really scared right now. Dr. Clef just backed out. He was not here for it.
Valid. I don't blame him.
Yeah, me too.
He felt the immense amount of hatred wafting off of this guy and went,
Yeah.
I have a family.
I have a life.
I have other humans that depend on me.
I like that he
care about.
he blew a door open, and then they were like, "Yeah, no, that's understandable, dog." Like they didn't like reprimand him. It never said anything about him getting reprimanded. It was just no, yeah, that's fair, dog. We gave you like a gun and like some grenades. I don't know what we expected.
Yeah.
Like we're the stupid ones, if I'm being honest.
Honestly, that's on us because we've done a lot of tests before this. And when I say a lot
A lot
of tissue samples have been taken.
We've taken enough tissue sample to make another 682
We actually built 682-1.
through -7.
He's just smaller. But he has more hatred?
I don't know how that works.
I'm scared.
We built a honey badger out of. That's so funny. But next thing they tried, high altitude impact. Tissue test record denied by 05-something. It redacts whatever 051 it was.
Oh.
Termination record. Testing denied by 05-something. And it says notes. Seriously, drop it out of an aircraft and let it fall. Who in the... And then it says data expunged. The rest of it was like, bruh. Yeah, they thought about throwing it out of an airplane, but they didn't.
I'm sure that would do more damage than a vat of hydrochloric acid eating away at it.
Yeah.
But, it's fine.
No, yeah, you're right. And then, next one. An ordinary child.
What?
Yeah, I said I'm actually going to skip this one. Exactly what you think could happens. Notes. Okay, so that didn't work so well. Maybe the fact that the kid was crying made 682 perceive it as hostile intent, said guest researcher Dr. W.
Dude.
Don't worry, next one, a drugged child.
Oh, hey. That's better.
I said, what the F, why? I hope their goal was, yeah, same exact thing happened. Notes. Maybe we can try that again. I'm sure somewhere out there's a kid who will make friends with it like 053 did, said guest researcher Dr. W. You want to know who the next...
Well, it hates all biological living things, and so why did they think that was a good idea? 053 is an SCP, and not necessarily a biologically living thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking idiots.
But yeah. You want to know the next person to get sent in?
You know what? This guy deserved to get
He deserved it. Guest researcher Dr. W.
Dr. Wu from Jurassic Park.
Dr. Wu from Jurassic Park. It says, test record. Termination test record. Subject screamed in terror and pounded on the door to the test facility, begging to be let out. 682 devoured it messily 3 minutes after being introduced. Notes. Effing sadistic a-hole. I've got no sympathy for that moron whatsoever. Introducing children to this effing monster. What the hell? said Assistant Director Clef. The same doctor that they sent in.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh, heck no. Blew up the door and left. He saw them send kids. He's like, you're going in there next, pal.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
that was
crazy.
pretty good. The next one, it's item redacted redacted cutting laser. So I don't know what it was, but I just put cutting laser and I said pretty self-explanatory. Tissue test record. Tissue sample was successfully bisected 13 times before adopting a mirrored finish. So even the chunks of flesh they take off can adapt. Said they cut it 13 times before it grew like a mirrored skin, so it was reflecting the laser rather than...
Huh.
Like, if it didn't fully work, why are they trying it on 682?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
If the tissue sample fails, that's a pretty good indicator that it's not going to work.
If it adapted after being cut 13 times, then it's not going to work. But no, they tried it anyways.
Although, hey, maybe they thought that if they did it in less than 13 cuts.
You're right. Go for the brain, then the heart, and then the brain, and then the heart.
The
because
soul.
they keep growing back together every single time. And then the brain, and then the heart, and then the soul, and then the brain, and then the heart, and then it just,
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat until it grows mirrored skin. It says... Termination test record. After multiple attempts, the main body of 682 was successfully bisected into parts that were equal in mass at T plus 713 hours. Dead scraps were removed from the room while the two halves, subsequently designated 682-A and 682-B. Oh no, they did. No, I'm kidding. Regenerated. After the recover period, 682-A and B were appeared to survey the area and evaluate each other, presumably in anticipation of attack. So they were separate. That's terrible. Oh, it sent me back to the top. All right, I'm
He's
sad
like
now.
a starfish.
Yeah, he literally is a
Part that gets
starfish.
cut off grows into a new one.
It's hilarious.
So why didn't they? And hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they cut him up like that?
Mhm.
And then as they were cutting him up, send in the shadow guy and SCP-173.
I agree. Just absorb the parts.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It can absorb the different pieces of tissue.
But they did say that he could disorient 017 with his screeches.
That's fair. But is he going to be doing that specific frequency of screech while being chopped into pieces?
Probably not. That is a good point.
All I'm going to say is I feel like being an SCP scientist would not be a hard job.
It's a pretty hard job. There's probably a containment breach every other day of the week.
Not if you're the one who gets to just make up ways to attack this guy.
Kill the hard-to-destroy reptile. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. It says, surface fluctuations indicative of internal modification were noted, but all external changes occurred and disappeared far too quickly to be adequately described. High-energy bioluminescent organs on the face, spine, and forelimbs were observed as well on both specimens, usually forming, pulsing, and disappearing again over the course of a few seconds. At T plus 3542 hours, 682-A and B simultaneously collapsed on the floor. All vital signs ceased, remaining in this state for the following 48 hours. At T plus 84 hours, the laser was used again in an attempt to cut SCP-682-A and B into more manageable pieces, leading to minor structural damage to the room as the laser beam reflected off their skin. Both A and B remained immobile despite their increased potential for escape. Two D-class personnel were released into the room immediately upon their entry. Data expunged.
Oh.
And I bet they got eaten, if I'm being honest.
They did.
Technical failure of the observation equipment and test chamber breach was detected from outside, activating safety protocol T-98816-0C108/682-N147. That's fun. Containment was successfully reestablished at the cost of blank security personnel, blank D-class personnel, and blank researchers, including doctors. Data expunged. So some of the doctors on the thing died too.
Oh crap.
The majority of the testing area was considered unsalvageable and demolished for later reconstruction. Experiment supervisor Dr. Blank, which this isn't Zeta or whatever, this is a longer name, was found unconscious and in critical condition outside the observation chamber. See medical logs for blank. Or it's two dates, but they're, redacted. Medical staff succeeded in sufficiently reviving him to be debriefed by Agent Blank, whereupon he was harshly reprimanded and data expunged. Note: only one 682 was found in the lockdown area surrounding the wreckage, apparently at near full mass rather than the expected 50%. Scattered tissues within the facility account for the missing mass. Dr. Blank's testimony indicates that 682-A and B exhibited a high degree of coordination following the security breach, and that once 682-B became heavily damaged by security personnel, it was immediately devoured and reabsorbed by -A.
Okay, so they know for sure.
Yeah,
that it
I was
just
like,
escaped.
you're telling me half of it got away?
That's horrifying.
No, thank goodness. Total loss of one of the 682 specimens is considered highly improbable, and searches have been called to a halt. Agent Blank. And then there's a second note. Much as our department would love to know whether 682 retained a single consciousness during its dissection or whether two counterparts were actually able to cooperate until a stalemate was ended by external forces, for practical purposes, we do not under any circumstances advise trying that again, said Dr. the one I couldn't read earlier, like Noah Kiyum or something. That one's fun. I didn't, like I said, I only briefly read these just to know which ones were used. Next item used. A 60 milliton thermonuclear bomb.
It's a bomb.
It's a bomb.
Factory. They're bombs.
They're bombs. Tissue test record, NA. Termination test record. Tested denied by 05-something. Notes. One would think that putting 682 in the epicenter of an explosion that can cause third-degree burns at a distance of 300 kilometers is a good idea, but as long as there are odds of survival, we simply cannot go through with it. Yes, it's a gosh dang nuke, but if 682 survives and adapts, we'd be boned beyond belief, said 05-something.
Valid. Only for 2 weeks, though.
Yeah, only for 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks of it free.
Yeah.
Next item used. SCP-682. This one's kind of fun. 682 is a little silver bell without the hammer in the middle that clangs.
Oh,
But it can still be rang, even though there's not a hammer. And when it's rang, a butler named Mr. Deeds will show up. He'll show up out of view, so he'll come like around a corner or just appear where you're not looking. And he'll fulfill most tasks you ask of him. If it's something outside of his power, like go get me like an F-16 jet, he wouldn't go and do that. But if you said make me a sandwich, he'd disappear and then come back with a sandwich. You're like, hey, do this. He'll go away and do it. You know, like it's kind of cool. It's interesting. I've never heard of this one, but well, I have a long time ago, but I never read about it. But yeah, they summoned Mr. Deeds with the intention of having him help them with 682.
How are they expecting him to be able to help if he can't get a jet, but he can make a sandwich?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Can you please make him happy?
Can you make him not uncontrollably angry?
He's not filled with rage.
Tissue test record was not applicable. Termination test record. Mr. Deeds is summoned and asked if he can destroy 682 permanently. Mr. Deeds' response is, I'm terribly sorry, sir. I'm afraid I can't. Mr. Deeds is asked if he can kill 682. Mr. Deeds' response again, sir, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid I can't. Mr. Deeds is asked if he can incapacitate 682. Mr. Deeds' response, as a matter of fact, depending on how sir means the word incapacitate and depending on how long sir wishes the creature to be incapacitated, yes. Mr. Deeds is asked to expand on how he would perform such an action. His response was, sir, the simplest and quickest method, which I must point out would not be the most efficient, would be for me to offer myself up for the creature to devour me. Certainly its offensive capabilities would be lessened while it was occupied in consuming my flesh. This would be the simplest, as it requires no preparation on my part, sir, but I'm certain you'll understand that the overall effect on the creature would be insignificant. Were I to engage the creature in combat, either with or without weapons, I would certainly occupy its attention and offensive capabilities for a longer interval. Unfortunately, I'm afraid the creature would eventually defeat me, at which point it would begin consuming my flesh as I previously described. However, I could certainly booby-trap my person with a variety of noxious substances, sporifics, perhaps, or explosives, or substances... Wait, I read that twice. Or perhaps encapsulated neurotoxins, or even redacted. It knew about something that, like, Mr. Deeds knew about something that they aren't allowed to show in this file. So that when the creature does inevitably consume me, it sustains further damage. That said, sir, I must remind you that the creature's tendency towards regeneration means that any damage I inflict would be sadly temporary. Mr. Deeds is thanked and dismissed. So he didn't actually tangle with 682. He just told you, hey, I'm going to get eaten by it no matter what I try, and that's pretty much the best I can do to distract it. And then it says, notes, Mr. Deeds' knowledge of redacted is not to be considered a security breach. They're like, you're okay this time, pal.
You know what, buddy? We'll let it slide.
We'll let it slide this time. And then the next one and the last one I'm covering in this video because literally, here, I'm going to hand you my phone. I'm hovering over it. You don't have to read it. Just scroll up or down and see where the slider's at on the screen after how many I've read.
Oh my gosh.
It's still at the top practically.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's so many. I'm pretty sure there's an 096 altercation in there, and I really want to find it, but maybe I'll scroll for it. But the next one they use, and for the most part, the last one I'm covering, the one that they brought up earlier in his actual file before I started reading the termination attempts, SCP-689. Basically a jade statue with semi-similar function to 173 Neckbreaker and 096, kind of. It's like a mix of the two. It says where if you have seen the statue at any point and it isn't observed, then someone who has seen it at random will suffer organ failure.
Oh.
Yeah, so anyone who's seen the statue can and most likely will die at some point if the statue's not being watched. Because when it kills someone, it says, so basically anyone who has seen it could just die if eyes are taken off the statue. And when they die, the statue appears next to them.
Oh, so
it's also
for containment on that one, do they just have to have someone watching it at all times?
No, because if they said unlike 173, if you blink, it's not considered breaking observation with it.
Oh.
But anyone who's seen it is usually executed because they don't want
it to get out.
Yeah. And I think they said pictures don't count like 096. Okay. So it's kind of like a lesser version but a mix of the two. So I think if I had to guess, they probably just have a thing that takes a picture every so often and shows you you didn't watch that one movie. It probably just takes pictures and filters the pictures through a slideshow, so you can see it at all times.
Gotcha.
I didn't read the full dossier of it because I had already read so much. It's not our problem today. I had already read so much at this point.
That's fair.
Let's see. It says tissue test record overridden by 05 command. Termination test record. 682 is exposed to 689. Lights shut off in containment area. Lights remain extinguished for 5 minutes. Lights are switched on. 689 remains in its original position. 682 is in a pool of gray and black liquid with no observable life signs. D-class is issued to physically verify that 682 has been terminated.
Poor D-class.
With 2 agents supervising. D-class enters 3 steps into the containment area when 682 rapidly rises and attacks D-class personnel. 682 breaks containment and escapes, killing 1 agent in the process. Remaining agent killed by 689 due to accidental observation during testing. So,
oh, crap.
Of the 3 people that went in, the D-class and one of the agents died to 682, and then the other guy accidentally looked at the statue and died. So, pretty funny. Yeah. It says notes. It appears that 682 is not alive in a way that is currently understood or is immune to 689. In addition, it appears that 682 has prior knowledge of 689 or was somehow able to understand its function in order to play possum and escape. So it made itself just dead enough that the statue didn't think it was alive. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I think, if I had to guess, it's probably that liquid, slows your heart rate or something. I don't know. Why do you secrete a random weird liquid?
Well, I mean, it might be just because his body's rotten.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna do a quick scroll down to see if I can find 096. Haley, say something. I found it! Don't say anything. Just kidding. Bah! It was like 5 down from where I'd left off. Had I made one more slide of execution attempt. 096 tissue test record not applicable. For anyone who didn't watch my other video for some reason, 096 is Shy Guy. He's an SCP that if you see his face at any point, nothing can stop him from killing you. Nothing. Literally nothing. So, containment's pretty easy as long as no one looks at his face.
Yeah.
But, termination test record. Containment tank containing 096 was placed in 682's cell. Personnel vacated vicinity and the tank was opened remotely. Screams of the two entities continue for 27 hours, at which point the noise abruptly stops. Sonar-based video feeds reveal 096 severely wounded and huddled in the southwest corner, apparently upset, and feed shows 682 on the north end of the room, approximately 85% of its initial mass absent. Recontainment teams retrieve both entities with relative ease. Further attempts to expose 096 to 682 cause it to turn away from 682, jumping in place while clawing its face and screaming.
That's crazy.
That's psychotic.
See, again.
These two got so unbelievably tired of each other. What happens when you make an immovable object get attacked or get hit by an unstoppable object?
Yeah.
Unstoppable versus unmovable. Who wins? Neither, I guess.
But if they would have had, like, the shadow guy or anyone go in after
multiple
80%.
But then the problem is that 096 would start attacking the shadow guy, too.
That's true.
But yeah, 80... I hadn't read that one previously. 85% of its initial mass. He clawed 85% of him away.
That's wild.
There was only 15% of him left. Oh my gosh. Man, I really want to keep reading these, but I won't. But yeah, yeah, see, I'm not gonna lie. I could read all of these, but there are so many, and I wouldn't get any sleep tonight if I typed them all out. But if you want to read the rest, they are here. Experiment log, yeah, that. They are also linked on the 682 page. So if you look up SCP-682 and look at his, dossier I read, at the bottom it has a link to it anyways.
Oh, okay.
I want to keep reading these so bad. But yeah, that's all I'm going to cover of 682 today. That one's just so much fun because it's so vastly different than the other ones.
It's so insane.
It's just, man, this one, we have it in containment, but only because it feels like staying here for now.
Yeah.
The moment it wants to leave, it can.
It just does.
Yeah.
And then kills a bunch of people, and then it's like, alright, I guess I'll go back to containment again.
Yeah, alright, you guys can capture me for now, I guess.
Now it's just holding out hope of seeing SCP-053 again.
Yeah.
Little friend.
Yeah, breaks containment just to hang out with her.
Yeah.
It was crazy, though, that it was scared of 173, like, to the point of, like, scream hissing and, like, backing against a wall.
It's so insane.
That one was cool. I liked that response a lot. And that 096 and him just, like, went at it for 27 full hours, and then eventually they both gave up and, like, opposite ends of the room.
You know what? Don't cross this line. This half is mine. This half is yours.
Please!
I'm just so tired.
For real. That's so good. I like those a lot.
Me too. That was a cool one.
Yeah. If you have any thoughts or comments, or I guess I'd say a short video. That'd be a lie. A video of us reading off the other ones. Leave a comment, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good day or night, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.